What is up, ladies and gentlemen of the online Jamily? This, of course, here is JamiroFan 2000 with another episode of JamiroFan Talks About. This, of course, has been my reoccurring discussion series for the last 4.5 years here on my YouTube channel, looking at the past, present, and future and of Jamiroquai and their now over 30 years of musical making. And this is going to be the first of a 5-part episode series of JamiroFan Talks About, which will be releasing for every week of November 2021, looking back at the top 5 news stories of Jamiroquai in the year 2021. Now, as I preface in many videos about this past year, 2021, it's been a very trying year for a lot of people around the world, but that did not mean the band members of Jamiroquai and a lot of the Jamily kept themselves busy during these really uncertain times. But as I said, I'm going to be counting down the top 5 news stories of Jamiroquai for the year 2021. Starting with this episode, I'm going to be looking at the 5th news item, top news item of 2021 for Jamiroquai, and it's rather a bit of a bittersweet entry of the top 5, but back in January 2021, a lot of people in the United States witnessed in horror a bunch of very violent protests that emanated out of Washington, D.C. on January 6th of 2021. A lot of Washington, D.C. and a lot of the government are still mulling over what really happened on that fateful day. But Jamiroquai did just accidentally seemed to be dragged through the mud that was strewed up by these protesters that during that day, the hashtag Jamiroquai went social media viral because of a certain individual who was amongst those protesters who was dressed like the Buffalo Man. Of course, he was known as the QAnon shaman, but this gentleman looked a lot like the Buffalo Man of Jamiroquai, and you know how social media doesn't have a bit of hindsight. They just ran with it, made memes, and Jamiroquai unfortunately ended up becoming a bit viral in social media because of this, and a lot of people who otherwise never had listened to Jamiroquai or even reflected on Jamiroquai. And this incident was so severe that a few days later, when JK did his New Year's message on Instagram to the online Jamily, he pretty much said he was not affiliated with this ideology and that he was not there. But we know how the mainstream news machine is. There's not a lot of hindsight. There's not a lot of research. It's just go with your gut and run with it. So unfortunately, JK and Jamiroquai's great reputation got pulled through the proverbial mud by these individuals. But it was kind of annoying, and I did a video on my channel. Actually, did a JamiroFan Talks About episode discussing this whole issue, and about how Jamiroquai has no affiliation with right-wing views or with division or any of those unsavory, bad human behaviors that get stirred up by a certain violent and uninitiated rhetoric. So, but if you'd like to catch up on all the news that you missed out in the year 2021, I did an amazing summary called the Jamiroquai and TheRedditJamily, a year in review 2021, looking back at everything that happened with Jamiroquai during the year 2021, including the band members, the online Jamily, fan art, everything. So if you'd like to check out that summary, I just posted it on both of the subreddits of the online Jamily. I'll be sure to put a link to that summary so you can check it out in your own time in the description of this video down below. So be sure to check out that summary in your own time. And as always, this is JamiroFan 2000. I'll see you again really soon with another episode looking at the top 5 stories of 2021 for Jamiroquai here on JamiroFan Talks About. Bye-bye, everybody, and take care.